You know, they always say poor is crime, and this is true because it's things that some people have to go through in their lives. Some of us can't even imagine going through it once, but some people going through it so many times. Everything them touch is a problem. So, folks, life in a mountain view, where the only thing that's flooding faster than the gully is the residents' patience. You know, I've always thought of myself as pretty resilient. But after hearing about this woman's story, man, I'd been crying into my flood relief coffee every morning if I lived there. Watch this woman, how the grief that she's going through.
Where were you last time, buddy? Yesterday.
Guys, and you would think she's the only one that's going through it. No, she's not the only one that's going through it. Now, you go uptown, leave downtown now and go uptown, and they have the same issues. You see, when it comes to politics, it is a rough thing because the only time you see these people come around is during election time. Look, this woman left from the you have heard about all these people who take plane and go down to Jamaica to go vote. It look like this woman is one of them. Go down for go vote for election, and she have her nice beautiful house at Jamaica, and you can see what happened to it. So what's the point? You live somewhere else and you rush back somewhere else to go vote. And look, does it benefit you? Watch this, what happened to this other woman with the same flood and the politicians that are not helping in no way at all.
My name is Nadine Thompson. Around the park. Okay. Yesterday I was here and I was inside. And the rain started to drizzle, and it started to fall. And I came outside. My friend came outside to get something, get a barrel or something from outside. And then we heard a roaring sound. When we heard a roaring sound, and when we looked, Because the water just rushing in, that break the glass door, that lick over stuff. It was, listen, I've never experienced nothing. I don't even know how I'm traveling here today. It was really, really bad. There's rain everywhere, it's a mess everywhere. And you can see all the branches and stuff outside. And right away they get in touch with, MP. They got in touch with here. It's the first time it happened in this property, but over here, the judge, it happened 2008. And their wall came down as well because of the same gully thing right around the back. Because of the apartment that's there, they blocked it off, so the gully's right there. I want to block off, but because I can't even explain it. It changed the rule because the wall is there and the wall is there. So it changed the rule. The gully, when the rain fall, it's not going to run. So it just block up behind me. And because the wall is there, it just brings down the wall. It's not the first it happened. It happened over 25 years. The first it ever happened. It was fine. Before this apartment came up, it was fine. They know about it. They know about it. And then the other apartment there, the same people, the other apartment there, said, bureaucracy. They know about this. This has never happened before. And we never said, hey, there came out of that, and not never happened, It's since the apartment that they put up behind us, That's why it's happening, So I don't know what's going to happen. Everything, clothes, everything is gone. It liquid the car, it wash up the car. See the car? It wash up the car. Inside here, there's another 2 bedroom here in the property. The rest of it belongs to me. Wash up in the car. The amount of debris on the back, the amount of logs, like logs and upper logs and desk and table. The whole gully is in my house. The entire gully is in my house and in my yard. See everything outside? I couldn't sleep there last night because it's feeling mud and dirt and holes and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. How fast are you there? When the water coming down for it, lick it out. TV, mash up, fix that TV, mash up, everything. Dining table, the glass, mash up with the dining table, the cook broke up. Everything mash up. This was the estimated damage for you. I don't even know. I can't even estimate it. This is too much. I can't. 2 days before the election, I made sure I take that here because of this. And this is what, if I was away sick, if I was in Europe, I don't think it would have done. My name is Nadine Thompson.
Now, this woman used to rescue one of this woman who the flood affect, and both of them, it has to do with gully. She used to rescue people on the other side of the gully. Now she's trying to rescue herself by crawling out of her own house like some sort of muddy superhero. No cape, just a soap dress and a broken heart. I mean, this is like a real life soap opera. As the gully turns and the plot twist. No help from the government, just more promises than the end of an empty, flooded living room. And honestly, I get it. When you're living in a place where the politicians seem more interested in playing politics than fixing the problem, a place where if this was a labor rights stronghold, I'd be fixed faster than you can say emergency flood relief. It's enough to make you want to pack up and move to higher grounds. Or, just build an ark. Maybe skip the boat rentals and just get a big enough boat for the whole community. But here's what really hits home. She says, I used to rescue people. Now I need rescue myself. That's a line you don't forget. It's like the Jamaican version of I used to be somebody. Now I'm sinking faster than my house. It makes you realize that sometimes the biggest flood isn't just the rain, but the frustration that's been built up for years. And let us not forget, this isn't just about rain, it's about neglect, about promises broken, about politics that seems to flood out communities with more water than the rain itself. So to the powers that be, next time you see a gully overflowing, maybe don't just send a tweet, send a crew, send some help. Because if you don't, the only thing rising is the level of frustration. And trust me, that's a flood you don't want to drown in. Now, we talk about when we're at Mountain View, and now the resident at Trafalgar Park in New Kingston says she has lost everything, and you can see it on the video. You don't have to ask. After her home was flooded with water from a nearby gully on Friday when heavy rains lashed the island. Now, according to her, she says they heard a roaring sound, and when they looked, they just saw the water just rushing inside, breaking the glass door, start to lick over stuff. Can you imagine something like that? Picture yourself in your house, rain falling, you make sure you lock up everywhere because rain falling and you don't want the rain to wet you. And the next thing you know, the rain start coming in the house and washing away everything and make it such a mess for the woman. The woman can't believe. The woman says it's a lucky thing she was present there because she was in the United States and she came down 2 days before the election. She couldn't even sleep at her house. She had to ask somewhere else for accommodation. And from what you see in that house, I don't know if she can ever sleep in that house again. Everything in the woman house is gone. It damaged her car. It mashed up her car. There's another 2 bedroom on the property. It mashed everything up. When a news reporter asked her about how much damage is, the woman said she couldn't estimate it. And when you look at those things, you see beautiful, expensive furniture right there that will have to be replaced. You know, boy, you see Jamaica where the rain comes down, but the real flood is the politicians' promises. I mean, you have got to laugh or you'll cry, right? You have to cry. Some things are so unbelievable and painful that sometimes people are sad and they laugh and you're saying, why are they laughing? While others might be happy and they cry. And I tell you, if I had $1 for every time someone blame a gully for flooding, I'd be rich enough to buy a boat. This is nothing new. Preferable one that can actually get me out of Kingston during rainy season. Now, I feel this woman pain. Can you imagine? She's sitting there looking at her house, which now looks like a scene from Waterworld, and all she can think is, may never sign up for this. She got water in her house, mud everywhere, and the only thing missing is a mermaid singing under the water in the background. It's like her home turned into a scene from the perfect storm, but instead of a storm at sea, it's a storm in her living room. And get this, she blames the apartment complex building nearby. I mean, that's Jamaica for you. Build a house, but forget the drainage. Let's just block the water from escaping. It's like putting your hand over a leaky faucet and saying, no more water, please. Yeah, right. What's next? Building a wall to keep out the rain? Because clearly that's the situation. The people them who build the complex build a wall to keep it out, and guess what? All those people that had been there before, it's affecting them because when they build that drainage system, they didn't think about the damage it's going to do. I love how she said they know about it. Like the owners have a secret hotline to the government saying, hey, we are blocking the water. Let the flooding begin. It's almost as if the flooding is their way of saying, sorry, residents, we are just testing your patience. How much water can you handle before you drown? And the damage, oh my God, the damage. I've seen less debris after a hurricane in a junkyard. Decks, tables, logs, everything but the kitchen sink, and even that might have floated away. Can you imagine the cleanup? It's like Jamaica's version of extreme home makeover. But instead of a makeover, it's a total wreck. And what's the government doing? Tweeting about climate change while this woman is out there trying to rescue her house from becoming a fish pond. Honestly, this is the kind of thing that makes you think maybe we need a new kind of infrastructure. Not just roads and bridges, but maybe some floating houses, or better yet, a giant waterproof umbrella over Kingston. Or maybe a giant boat big enough to carry the entire community with a deck for the politicians to stand on and wave. We are working on it. But at the end of the day, the real lesson here is simple. When the gully overflows, the only thing flowing faster than the water is frustration. And trust me, folks, that's a flood you don't want to drown in, because no matter how high you build, in Jamaica, the rain always find a way. Sometimes it's just about who gets wet first. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. If you watch the video this far, guys, kindly make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video. And I will see you back here on my next YouTube video.